Good morning, students. Myself Dr. K. M. Dadwe, Assistant Professor, Bajaj College of Science, Wardha. Today we going to continue with our previous topic and previous lesson, that is what the non-aqueous solvent. And with this, today I am going to discuss a very important characteristics nature of the liquid ammonia, and we will see some very exceptional characteristics properties of this liquid ammonia. So before we going to discuss the characteristics properties of this liquid ammonia as a solvent, so we all know that what is the ammonia, and as far as the liquid ammonia is concerned, it is actually the one of the very extensively studied solvent, and it is the extensively studied solvent just like water, and it is the protonic solvent, we all know that, and it is also very able to dissolve the wide varieties of the substances in the chemical reactions. Okay, and it is the well established fact that the liquid ammonia is a good solvent for the many types of the organic or inorganic synthesis, and due to this reason there are number of synthetic reagents in the many such a processes are involved. Okay, so with this we going to start with some characteristics properties of this liquid ammonia. So here we can see here the liquid ammonia is one of the very extensively studied solvent like water, as I already discussed. And why it is extensively studied as in water? Because it contains a strongly electronegative element, and that electronegative element is nitrogen, which is the responsible for hydrogen bonding. So as far as the physical properties of this NH3 is concerned, so melting point of the ammonia is 190.3 Kelvin, and boiling point is 195.3 Kelvins. Okay, so just like water, the ammonia molecules are basically associated with the hydrogen bonding in the liquid ammonia, and that hydrogen bonding is actually the factor which is the association of highly electronegative nitrogen nature. So it has the low viscosity of the liquid ammonia, and that low viscosity of this liquid ammonia tends to promote a greater ionic mobility. Okay, what is the factor of this low viscosity? So here the low viscosity of this liquid ammonia tends to promote a greater ionic mobility, and thereby they overcome to some extent the dielectric constant effect. Okay, and then most of the salt is actually conduct the electric current better when they dissolve in the liquid ammonia than with the water. So comparatively, the ammonia is actually showing a very good conducting electric current properties as compared to the water, and this is not due to the high ionizing power of that liquid ammonia, but due to the low viscosity which increasing the mobility of the ion. And that is the reason how this ammonia as a solvent is work in a very specific condition, and it work very in a very chosen way, okay, and specific way. So next point is ammonia is a donate the lone pair of the electron and to form a covalent coordinate bond. So this is also one of the interesting factor which is associated with the ammonia is actually showing their donating properties, and we all know that the nitrogen is having the lone pair of electron over there, and that lone pair is always take part in the chemical reaction as it donate, and it form a number of covalent coordinated bond. So here we can see that the same way the ammonia is donate the lone pair of electron and to form the covalent coordinated bond. So this covalent coordinated bond is formed by ammonia. The next is the specific heat of the ammonia, okay, which is very higher than water. Okay, this is the another factor. The next is it has high critical temperature and pressure, okay, and very poor conductor of electricity. So this is very interesting, and all these are the very essential characteristics properties of liquid ammonia. Let's see what is the solubility. Okay, and as far as the solubility is concerned, students, in the chemistry, the two part of the chemistry is very important, and that is what the organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry. So in that we will see how the solubility as far as the inorganic chemistry is concerned. So in the inorganic chemistry, the dielectric constants of the liquid ammonia is considerably lower than that of the water, and hence due to this reason the liquid ammonia is a poor solvent for the ionic compound. Okay, and that actually the factor which is basically the make that this basically the make very important, okay, as far as the solubility is concerned. And molecules having the many electrons like iodines and non-polar substances like the hydrocarbons, okay, and hydrocarbons, they all basically are soluble in the liquid ammonia. And amongst these amounts, the soluble compound in the liquid ammonia are such other also compound, they are involved in that solubility, and they are what? Nitrates, then nitrites, thiocyanates, and then number of cyanides also, okay. The most of the cyanide is also get soluble, and then majority of the fluorides basically they are not soluble in the ammonia, and the number of oxides and hydroxides and sulfate also, and some phosphate sulfides, and some other most sulfide is also not get soluble easily. So among the halide other than the fluoride, if you see, the solubility here decreases, and that solubility is decreases actually from the iodide to chloride, okay. We all know that the halogen, and in that halogen we already know the chlorine, fluorine, iodine, okay, and these in that the solubility is basically goes on decreasing from iodide to the chloride, and most of the iodide basically the soluble, but the bromide are not soluble and they are less soluble. And amongst the chlorides, only the ammoniums and bariums and sodium compound, they actually get soluble. And in this way, in this inorganic compound point of view, so the solubility of the substance is associated. Then after organic chemistry and in the organic compound, so here students, in the general we can see that the solubility of the covalent organic compounds in the liquid ammonia are considerably higher than in the water, and that reason behind is what? Due to the greater dispersion energy interactions. This is very important, due to the greater dispersion energy interactions. And alcohol halogens compounds, alcoholic and some halogen compound, and in that halogen compounds the chloroforms, okay, and ketones, esters, simple ethers also, and phenols, okay. So they basically, and it's a derivative, phenolic derivatives also, they are also soluble, okay. And as far as the hydrocarbon is concerned and aromatic hydrocarbon is concerned, they are basically soluble but not completely soluble, and that is the reason they are sparingly soluble, okay. So this is all about the solubility as far as the organic compound is concerned. Now next is the non-metals, and when we see the non-metals like the phosphorus, sulfurs and iodide, they basically dissolve in the liquid ammonia and they also react with it, okay. So this is the reason. The next is what? Reaction in the liquid ammonia. So students, here we will discuss the number of chemical reactions which is performing in the liquid ammonia. So in that we will see how the reaction is performed in the acid-base reactions, okay. And in that acid-base reaction we will see some discussions, and then after we will see this is the reactions. So before we going to discuss these reactions, we will see how the acid-base reaction is performed. So as a substance, we can see here there are the number of chemical reactions basically taking part in the liquid ammonia. So in that we can see, as a substance producing the hydronium ions in the water, already we discussed in our previous presentations, when there's water combined together they form the hydronium ions. So here the hydronium ion, when they producing, so it is actually act as an acid, and in the same way ammonia salt which is formed, okay, the salt is giving the ammonium ions, okay. In the previous presentation we already discussed in the liquid ammonia, okay. So similarly the substances is producing the OH ions in the water and amines ions in the liquid ammonia, they are bases in that solvent, and thus in this way the acid and base neutralization can occur in both the solvent, okay. So this is actually the here I simply presenting this acid-base reaction by simple acid HCl or the well-known base NaOH, and we all know that students, the acid-base reaction always form a composition of salt and water, and overall this reaction is called as neutralization reactions, okay. And in this way we can see how this acid-base reaction is performed. But in that acid base, we are going to discuss this some other chemical reaction also, and in that reaction we can see here this ammonium chloride and NaNH2. So here ammonium chloride is act as a base, sorry, acid, and NaNH2 is act as a base, and they both combine. So acid base combine together to form a salt, okay, and then last ammonia is get evolved out. So this is simple chemical reactions which we here discussing, which concerning with the acid base. Now reduction and we can say the redox reactions. So in the redox reactions, first of all we discuss redox reaction basically that takes place in the liquid ammonia, and they just takes place like water, and just simply in the water those reaction going to take place in the redox point of view. So here also takes place in that way also. But redox reaction is referred to the those in which the nitrogen or hydrogen of the ammonia molecule undergo the change in its oxidation number. This is actually the basic concept which is correlated with these redox reactions. And this is actually the reactions. Here we will see the first is catalytic oxidation of the ammonia, and when this catalytic oxidation of ammonia to NO, in that we can see the 4NH3 molecule when react with this 5 oxygen molecule. So here we will see the 4 NO molecule is going to form with water as a residue. Now next here the reductions of the metal oxide with the liquid NH3 at the high temperatures. So when this reduction is taken place at the high temperatures, so we can see that this is actually the reaction. So 3 moles of the copper oxide with 2 moles of the ammonia, they're going to form a 3 copper and plus water molecule, and at the end the ammonia is going to liberate out. So this is simple metal oxide reaction which is performed in the presence of liquid ammonia. Now the next is the metathetical or precipitation reactions. So students, here in this we will discuss what is basically the meaning of the metathetical or precipitation reaction. So the terms are very familiar as far as the precipitation is concerned. So what is the meaning of metathetical? So reaction in which the two soluble reactions react to gives a sparingly soluble salt or sparingly soluble product, okay, having a low KSP, okay, and hence they get precipitated out, and they are known as the precipitation reaction or metathetical reactions, okay. Such a reaction is called as metathetical reaction. And because of difference in the solubility of the various substances in the liquid ammonia and then water, a large number of the reactions, they basically which do not occur in the water molecule, okay, and they are not actually reported, particularly in the water case, and basically that is the reason they are carried out in the ammonia. And then course of this reaction we can see basically the course of that reaction is performed on the basis of its solubility, and for that we will see the example. Here in this example we can see that the solution of this potassium iodide and ammonium chloride in the liquid ammonia, they are simply giving KCl, okay. So this is the Ki plus ammonium chloride, they are going to react with each other, and then KCl is the precipitate out with ammonium iodide. Now next is the reaction between the ammonium chloride and lithium nitrate in the liquid ammonia. So in this liquid ammonia we can see the ammonium chloride and lithium nitrate is going to react, okay, is with each other, and actually here ammonium chloride and this lithium, sorry, not it is a lithium, this is ammonium chloride, okay, and this is the lithium nitrate, okay, this is the lithium nitrate which is reacting and to form the ammonium chloride. This is the ammonium nitrate, and then lithium chloride is going to form, okay, and all these reaction basically they perform in the presence of this liquid ammonia, okay. So this is the reaction, okay, which I here going to discuss, and here what our focus, only the precipitation is your focus, and that is the methathetical or precipitation reaction which is performed in the presence of this liquid ammonia. Okay, so student, don't forget these two reactions basically the performing in the presence of the liquid ammonia medium. So I don't mention here the liquid ammonia over this arrow. So as far the discussion is concerned, so we already discussed it, the overall reaction is going to perform in the presence of this liquid ammonia. Okay, so next is complex formation reactions. So one another interesting reaction which is performing in the presence of the liquid ammonia, and in that we can see that there are the number of so many complexes basically formed. Okay, and formation of the complexes is taken place, and they all are basically around they are reported, which is very similar to the water system. Okay, so here in the case of this liquid ammonia, we can see here silver nitrate and potassium cyanide. Okay, this is the simple reaction. So here in the aqueous solution, when the KCN is added to the silver nitrate solution in the liquid ammonia or in the water, so a PPT of the silver cyanide is formed, and which is dissolved when the excess of the KCN is when we add. So it is get dissolved and giving a product, that is what, giving a product complex, ion, that is the silver cyanide. Okay, that is actually the interesting example which is concerned with the complex formation, and all these reactions are basically performing in the presence of this liquid ammonia. Okay, so this is all about the complex formation reactions. Now the next is ammonolysis reactions. So let's see what is the ammonolysis reaction. So here the ammonolysis reaction is those reactions in which the solvent molecule react with the solute molecule in the splitting of the solvent molecules. Okay, in the splitting of the solvent molecule, and are known as solvolysis reactions. Okay, here those reactions in which the solvent molecules react with the solute and giving in, and they are basically giving the splitting of the solvent molecule. Okay, are known as solvolysis reactions. Get it? When solvent interact, it is the solutions. Okay, so in this reaction, in this monolysis, we can see that if the solvent is water, so such a reaction is called as hydrolysis, and if it is the ammonia, it is called as ammonolysis. Get it? So on that basis, we can see that alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, hydrates are ammonalized to their corresponding amides and then hydrogens. Okay, and this is actually the general reaction where we can understood how this metal hydride and then ammonia, when they react together to gives the metal amine, and in the last hydrogen is get liberated. So there are the many covalent halide, they also undergoes ammonolysis in the liquid ammonia. So in that we will see the example of mercury chloride. Okay, so this is the example through which we can understand how some covalent halide they undergo the ammonolysis and giving you such a type of product. Okay, so now the next important one is advantage of the liquid ammonia as a solvent. So as far as the advantage is concerned, so first advantage, as a solvent it dissolve alkali metal without reacting, and dissolve the alkali metal recovered simply by the evaporating the alkali metal ammonia solutions. So this is actually the one of the advantage. Okay, so second advantage is it actually possesses a laser tendency. It possesses the laser tendency, means the liquid ammonia possesses laser tendency than the water to undergo the solvolysis reaction with dissolved solids. So these are the another advantage. The next is the disadvantage of the liquid ammonia, and in that disadvantage we will see there are some disadvantages also covered. So due to the hygroscopic nature of this liquid ammonia, so student, most of the reaction is not performing, and they are typical to perform, and they are very highly sensitive, and that is the reason the reaction is carried out in the sealed tubes so as not to allow the ammonia to come in the contact with the moistures. Okay, so ammonia shouldn't be we can say the leak. It is very dangerous. Okay, now next is reaction medium is require very elaborate equipments and special techniques. Okay, so very sophisticated and very isolated lab is required to perform the reaction with liquid ammonia. Okay, so to avoid the major accidents and some other causes. Okay, so student, with this we are going to finish the liquid ammonia as a solvent topic here. In the next part we will going to discuss liquid SO2 as a solvent. So till then study well and read the things, number of things from the books, and use the e-libraries from the internet. Okay, and try to understand all these things which we are going to discuss, which we had discussed here. And if you get any difficulties, so please discuss with me. Thank you very much.